Okay, so hello everybody. Um, First and foremost, I have um a little water remaining, so I'll be back in just a bit. So forgive me for all these kinds of intermittent things, but it's my habits. I'll be back. Okay. My apologies for the sudden disappearance there for a bit. I just had to refill it with water. Um, First and foremost, welcome to the stream. It's an hour late, so my apologies for that. Second of all, we are at 228 followers on Twitch. So, thank you so much for all your support. And on behalf of VTresMarias, I really appreciate it. Third of all, um, I got a gang profile which you can now use with exclamation mark gang. And fourth, I'll be participating in Project Ranyag, which will be on the SINoALICE shutdown, SINoALICE global shutdown release, SINoALICE global shutdown day on the 15th until December the 15th of this year. I will be working alongside other members of V Tahanan. I'm currently residing into that alongside the collective. On behalf of all the PhD VTubers and other VTubers who are not from the Philippines, to come forward and donate to the cause of the Cordillera regions. So when I check it out, head over to gagna.com/ranyagph, or you can check out Vitahanan over at x.com/tahanan virtual. That's or on this or excuse me. There you go. This is the Twitch team for that. Fifth of all, I'm currently sick. Um, my throat has gone sore, so I'll be having to use my voice not less often here, but doesn't um doesn't quite what do I call this? Um, what is it? It doesn't hinder me. Doesn't quite hinder me that much. It's just a throat, no problem. But there's phlegm inside of it that I need to get it out. Main reason for that is that number six is that I've recently secured 3 per day tickets because their portal pass has sold out. That's for Cosplay Matsuri on SMX Convention Center, in which I will be going to Metro Manila at least as per my planned schedule on 25 December. So on 26 December, I'll take a look around, and on 27, I'll be having the debut for the story of the first Maria, of course, yours truly. 28 to 30, I'll be going on full cosplay mode. Assuming I already have the cosplay materials on hand, of course, the suitcase as well. I'll also bring in my laptop, my phone, my tablet, everything else as well. Charger, of course. I'll be booking an hotel. That's of course on my own funding, but I have secured the tickets for Cosplay Mastery 2023 at SMX Convention Center. So It will be 7 days, 1 week before I even have the officially have the e-tickets. So we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed that we should get this done. The cosplay materials are already on the cart. They're they're ready to be bought with enough funding. So if you want to donate, and of course also give costs as well, head over to my gang and just donate anything you want to. I think it was 3 USD at bare minimum. So no, actually not. Just for the subscription tier. The thing is though, um, um, you need to you can donate any amount. It's totally fine. Um, of course, that also help with my expenses. Of course, with my bills. Of course, also with the hotel expenses, and for the commute. Also for giving back to the community. So that's also a big help. So again, thank you somebody so much. Hopefully we get those cosplay materials on or before the last second week of December, the last week of December, because 31 December, the New Year's Eve, is literally the very first week of January 2024, which is of course the New Year's week. So if that's the case, well, I can consider. Let me take a look at the calendar here. I have a calendar here on my screen. 24 to 30 December, the final week. So on or before that, so at least before those weeks, I already have the cosplay materials. I already got my dresses. I already got my contact lens. I already got my dresses. I already got my contact lens. I also got my foundation, lipstick, choker. What is it? Oh, nails. Um, what else? Cutics as well, which is for my foot. All is left now are stockings, wig, corsets. What else? Mm, eyelashes, yes. Also need the eyelashes too. I also have the eyeliners around back, so I kind of forgot, but I already bought that off of a kind of like a department store around town. But hey, I already got them, so I have four remaining. Except for optional items such as a suitcase and a lady's bag, in which I would have the phone, the tablet, charger. My laptop's gonna be in the suitcase too, so also I need to have my individual suitcase. Although there's an extra in here, I don't know if it's kind of like optional, but if I don't have a suitcase, then a lady's bag is just the way to go. It costs only at least 500 Philippine pesos around here. I already canvassed one over at SM City, SM Supermalls, SM City Bataan, in which I will be cosplaying starting at least 7 of January of 2024 because the cosplay event happens every Sunday at that mall which I was situated. I mean, this is my hometown after all. Probably will have to remember all those kinds of memories, but you know, I also had to practice my voice every time. So maybe if I get to debut, I'll be reading the book that I just published there as well. So it'll also be released. Mother Day After Story will also be released at the time of debut. So we're now into the second state where Third Maria is now supposed to be good. So just you guys a little bit of heads up because I mostly stream on VStream. That's vstream.com/c/@blog. But anyways, let's get to the main part of this topic, which is it's all about SINoALICE in general. I mean, what else can you expect? I mean, you can definitely see Snow White from everywhere, and on this video you're watching right now, it definitely has Snow White in there. So, what's it mean to have all this? I guess somebody who kind of like opening no door out there, so just have to be careful with all this stuff. But anyways, we're here to talk about SINoALICE in general, and at least I mean SINoALICE Global too, because tomorrow Emmy will take over this channel. I mean, my man Emmy is currently living with me right now. Emmy will take over this channel and stream SINoALICE for the very first time and very last time on this channel. So you guys have a big preview of what's about to happen on there at the shutdown day on Wednesday, which is starts from 11:50 a.m. GMT plus 8 / PHT. So, about SINoALICE, what's the deal with it being a being that the global edition shuts down, with the global edition shutting down? Well, I can analyze from the Pokélab producers, Pokélab producer, that it involves two things: the user base and sales. I mean, sales from paid Twilight Crystals, and of course, sales from paid Twilight Crystals, and of course, whatnot. Of course, it has to finance all of this for IP or intellectual properties and collaborations. I mean, they've already had one with Nier Automata, as I interviewed with Emmy in private, as I talked to Emmy about it in private. He has first-hand experience with SINoALICE ever since it was launched, because his so-called second circle was also a part of it before him. And it was due to his motivation that it was due to her motivation that he was motivated to get along with the ride, and try to play try to play the game. And by the time he realized that he was now in the game, the second circle was no more. All those that were those kinds of memories, but he still holds them deep in his heart. So I think that's why it has all these kinds of memories about that second circle, so on. So yeah, I mean that second circle is Venezuelan, but they have their own circumstances. So does he. Tasty water. Anyway, that kind of motivation grew his desire. It's like what the SINoALICE terminology is called, the desire. That desire brought him to play even longer and, of course, become attached to the game. His first mate was 2B, of course, which in turn gradually changed positions, because there's still some key aspects of the primary SINoALICE characters, most notably Alice, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Gretel, and Pinocchio. The first five of them kind of like the five primary foundations on how this game has played out. And so, with the actual realization that the Brettle outfit was introduced, he then switched characters. From 2B, he became Snow White, which arguably is the most famous character in all of SINoALICE, both Japanese and global editions. No one can argue, which is unanimously argued upon. Well, I also did my own research. I was planning to play the whole thing as well, but in realization to the shutdown, I kept everything on pause for the meantime. But that kind of desire that he has, by switching characters, caused him to kind of like have a deep appreciation of how dynamic Snow White is, in contrast to other characters like Alice, Sleeping Beauty, Pinocchio, Princess Kaguya, and others like Hamelin, Aladdin, Gretel, Three Little Pigs, and also collaborative characters as well. So Snow White was definitely number one in his spot. Not just like he's influenced by everybody else. It was just in his own. perspective. That's all I'm saying. Or in his perspective, that's all he's saying. And also he actually kind of like the bridal outfits a lot. I mean, if we can take a look at the hold on, let's take a look at the. I forgot I have the. I need to deal with some things here, so let's go with image. Right, one. I'm a little bit of a bummer here. Hold on. I need to add these two things in. Right, underscore one. Excuse me. And right. One. Okay, let's transform this thing. Control Shift C, Control Shift V. Okay. So these were the. Hold on. Let me change this shit up. Let me change this up. Um. Trans. Ow. What the frick? Okay, here we go. Let's quick switch. So on the left was the mage class, and the right was the cleric class. The latter being the very first bridal outfit that's associated with Snow White, and the second one, which is the former. Which you can actually see there by that particularity that he kind of like adores the bridal outfits a lot. So especially when it comes to things like this, that Snow White has to deal with, and of course it's his favorite character in all that sense. So that also helped out much. So anyhow, that's also a part of it. So yeah, it was really at that point that he knew he made the right decision to pick Snow White out of all the other characters. From initially going to 2B, which is voiced by Kira Buckland, one of his favorite voice artists, who voices Kimi Toho and Danganronpa for V3. Um, to actually actually reconcile with Rena Ueda, which is who is the voice actress behind Snow White in SINoALICE. That alone has caused a shift. His perspective, I mean, if you take a look at it from these designs, these are fantastic. You really never get that in there, assuming he already has that particular point in time. But I don't know. That's just his perspective, not my perspective. If I'm going to be choosing a character, definitely not Snow White because she already has someone as capable as Emmy. I mean, Emmy already has her. Whose character can I pick? I can't just pick Snow White again. That would conflict our interests that much. But I mean, we already share the same goal here. Like, I mean, if we're talking about some other like a same character goals there, you can think of it like Mama Nyo, okay, Nyotengo from Dead or Alive. That was a symbolic figure in our brand, the hashtag Commerce One, which the Mama Nyo is actually our nickname to Nyotengo. So I don't know. I don't know which character to pick except Snow White. So I'm definitely at a loss there. But all I can say is he has his good intuition. So that's why he can keep up with the community and of course be able to keep up with Snow White's potential. and of course, he's now catching up to this, so that when the time comes and the shutdown day, the farewell stream actually realizes, he's now dead set to complete the final verse in the final chapter of the final uh, act of elimination. Act of elimination. There are actually 5 acts that were introduced um, in the global edition, as far as he's concerned, and as far as we're concerned. First one being um, oh wait, hold on. Wait, to black. Um, okay, there we go. Okay, let's try to Fade to Black again. So apparently, it doesn't quite work just yet. So 1900 milliseconds. Is there Fade to Color? I think that's Fade to Color. No, okay. So it's just needs my heads up anyway. Um, as far as Global Edition is concerned, according to what he told me, and also we're also collaborating on researching the whole thing. There were 5 acts that were introduced um to the global edition. I don't know if it also applies to Japanese edition, although I can't consider if that's also the case, because as far as we're concerned about Japanese edition is still ongoing and hasn't announced its end of service. Much like unlike what happened on Naoto by Yojo Kitan, which is he never heard of it, but I personally played it. Good fun of it. That's the whole shenanigans. That's why there's a Life After Mahatan Wish. I tried to act it as a sequel to that game. That was by Fusion Studio XNO LLC of DMM. I'm still coughing. Oh, look. Anyway, main reason for this is that it's just to compare how end of services work, because on Mahalo by Yoto Kitan, the simultaneous shutdowns were announced for Japanese and global editions, so both of these are getting nuked. But for some reason, the Japanese edition's Play Store page was still up. We could verify that right now, but it would take some time. Okay, so maybe we can do it now. Let's try to deal with this, I guess. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I'll try to deal with that on camera here. Let's just do Google. 1920 by 1080, because this is a 1080p PC. It's the 1080p machine. So let's go ahead and interact with it. Let's search for. Where is Model in here? It doesn't show anything. Anyway, let's go ahead and try to type it in Japanese, although I can't see the damn thing. Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, excuse me for my shit. Wait, what? I can't? Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna have to notepad this. Mahoroba. Oh! It found it already via the suggestions pane. That is easy. Alright, let's check it out. I mean, it's still active on Google Play, as you can see, but I can't see it anymore. Can I alt left? Okay, let's just reload. Oh shit. Okay. Um, search equals that. Okay, so apparently it's still up on Google Play, so anybody can still install it. But unfortunately, it's already out. But no. Also, we got Shoujo around here. That's kind of nice. But anyway, so that's the concept behind all that. Now let's take a look at Princess Connect Redive. The global edition, which was hosted by Crunchyroll at the time, which got a lot of scrutiny, has been shut down as well. I was also in there as well. I also making a VOD about this during its final minutes. I actually got up early. It was on my Genesis FP, the travel made P at that time before I switched to Aspire 3, and was also on BlueStacks as well. And BlueStacks no longer run on this machine because Amy also used this one, and it consumed a lot of space. At least on my part, I have consumed a lot of space on this drive. So maybe if I can have my own PC, that would be great. I can have my own shit. But not this time. But from what I can gather, the Japanese edition is still up, and I still am following on it via Gourmet Day Life, which is one of my also on X, or you can call it Twitter or otherwise. But that's it. But that's it. You can if the Japanese edition is still up, the global edition is officially down. I don't know if it's Chinese edition, Korean edition, Taiwanese edition are still up. You can check up on the Princess Connect wiki at princess-connect.fandom.com. So that might make sense because again, SINoALICE Global is shutting down. Then we got a notice for it. But there's no notice on the Japanese side, which is SINoALICE underscore JP. The global edition is SINoALICE at SINoALICE Global. And there were no measurements, there were no indications that the Japanese edition is also shutting down. I mean, they still have events, they still have the Coliseum, but they're now just for Japanese specific things. So they're not widespread anymore. Excuse me. But there's a little bit of a caveat to that. You need to be on a Japanese IP or a Japanese store. Or you can also obtain the APK via no conventional means, but I don't know if VPN is allowed. I haven't tested any Japanese edition my entire life. The closest I get to a Japanese edition is Ensemble Stars Basic, and there's no VPN on that thing, which means I can game on it like I normally would. But of course, I can't update it through Google Play because, of course, I'm not in the Japanese Google Play Store. I have to do it on a cool app. So maybe we'll see how this thing works. But according to what I've heard from Emmy during our last minute calls or like our last minute talks there, he plans on making his mark by putting his Google Play account status to Japan. So what this means is that he is now entering a realm of infinite possibilities there where his account is now in a Japanese territory. So that means he can now have unlimited possibilities to install any Japanese-based games. But I mean, I still don't know, and he clearly also doesn't know about that, and clearly doesn't know about it. Whether or not that would work in any specific region. I mean, Japanese Google Play Store might be enough to convince that the Japanese edition will be downloadable. But if we can play those things, how would though? That would be up to him. I mean, if I'm gonna be in his position, I would like try to play it safe and do it on the cool app instead and use a VPN. But of course, us being broke, we just have to wait for a while. I mean, it might have been a confirmation that he's already confirming that he will be into Japan because some of his Japanese friends, aka Japanese idols, were willing to we're waiting for him there. So there's a good chance that he might spot one of his mutuals, aka one of his friends there, who are Japanese idols, who works in the $9 industry, just to try to get things forward here, and of course have his residency in there. As for me, I don't know. I might get to it sorry. But anyway, um, on Japanese edition, I don't know. But on global edition, it's 2 days. So let's take a look at the timer. We're now less than a day, 15 hours, and 30 minutes to go before global edition officially shuts down for good. Now, Emmy made a statement regarding that. You can actually check it out on mummysquad.github.io/blog/2023-0902. Okay, I'll just have to type it in here. Again, sorry for the apologies for the. This actually was announced last 2 months ago on September of 2023. On September 2023. So yeah, that's basically it. We're now coming to preparation now, and also he has to catch up with now Active Fusion. I forgot I had to discuss the 5 acts that was on the global edition. I don't know if it was on Japanese editions, but there are 5 acts on here: Active Impulse, Active Hatred, Active Reality, Active Fusion, and then the Active Elimination, which is the final act in the whole game. Now, according to what we've learned from the PR, if we attempt to finish that early before the shutdown, we will not be able to anymore. It just locks us out for all of eternity. We won't be able to play the game anymore. And I don't know, but you can't create any new accounts either. So, good luck with that, I suppose. Anyway, we'll have to keep on the clock. Emmy has to keep on sending him, keep himself on the clock. And then, of course, we'll have to get the way forward there. So, and of course, I was also tasked with some of the most important parts being to update the site, on his request, because he's kind of like trying to mentally prepare for all of this to happen in the first place. So, mummysquad.github.io gets an official refresh. Initially on 2 September and now on the 1st of November, where it dynamically goes to some of the audios, some of the audio clips there. The most recent being this one that you're hearing right now. Excuse me. So, with all that said and done, I've also added a little bit of a layout here, also in preparation for future Manga Squad streams. You probably might have seen it in some of my videos, but to recap, there is a podium there. There's just about that, but this event is its background is one of them. Emmy will take the place as reactive PNG because I cannot complete the Freud in time. Maybe I can, maybe I don't. I don't know. Maybe we'll just have to wait. But I've also cooked in a special surprise, something you'll never have it before. But I'm now spoiling it to you guys because it just, I just liked it. Just like this idea. So here's a quick recap of what's about to happen there. So let's take a look at what would the final credits be when this happens to end Well, I mean, like this is already a part. This is already Okay, hold on. Let's try to think instead. 1900. This is a little bit of a conclusion to the stream as well. But of course, it's also made a conclusion to SINoALICE Global in general. So let's take a look at this credit that I've made in Caden Live. Purely played Caden Live. How about that? I might need to adjust some things, but more or less, this is already have been it has already been approved. I can make several changes if I want to. This is all at least again as per Emmy's request. So let's take a look at this credit screen that you're about to be taking a look at on the farewell stream. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Okay, so that was it for that credit section. I probably might have to improve upon that. Also, I might be rushing for the droid that Emmy will be using. I think it will be a Snow White again. I still haven't made some decisions yet on which clothes to use, on which hairstyle to use, but of course the thing is not in there. Now we just need to determine her height in general. But we're gonna be just leaving it out for Emmy to decide because this stream is about to end. So again tomorrow Emmy will take over this stream for the very first and the final time that we will be seeing SINoALICE Global in action. And you will be seeing it again tomorrow, but this time on our hashtag Homie Squad channel. Just search for or probably I just have to do this instead. So here's the YouTube. Okay. So here's the a stream that we'll be dealing with. This will be Justice continues to live on the Pharaoh stream. So you will see him play the game for one last time, but now revisiting all the past episodes and finalizing the path as he completes the final verse of the final chapter of the final act of the main game, which will put an absolute end to everything. So, also you will be having some serious quite of discussions as well, but that all remains a mystery for another time. But so, a mystery for when the shutdown actually arrives. As the event actually arrives on the 15th on this month on Wednesday at 11:50 a.m. GMT +8 or PHT. So again, thank you so much. We'll be raiding somebody, I guess. So let's see who we're gonna raid. And also, a little bit of we have some plans here. He will not be speaking much. So you can only hear him you can only hear him play or also see him play, but he will not be talking. Instead, I'll be talking the onto the chat, and of course leave that to him for any particular actions there. Of course, if anybody wants to speak with him, anybody's fine to speak to him. But anyways, let's go ahead and call this a wrap here. Let's go ahead and try to find someone right now. So let's see who's we raid. Sonia is sleeping. God damn it. Sayaprin. Oh, Slama Era. I know who to pick now. So shout Sayon Era. Shout out Sayon. Alright, now that we've done that, let's go ahead and call this a wrap. And of course, we'll be having a little bit of a intermission as well as we go on with this plan. So, excuse me, again, I had the cough. Hopefully by the next couple of weeks I will have it here. We'll probably might have to buy some Flubosil to get that anyway. Also Strepsils as well because my sore throat. So if that's the case, let's go ahead and let's call it a wrap. And I'll see you guys tomorrow I'll see you guys with Emmy tomorrow. Again, tomorrow Emmy will take over the stream, but I will also be chatting with you guys. So, that said and done, let's call it a wrap. And Emmy and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.